Yo, what's up, y'all? This your girl Natalie, aka Slim the Body Last, all natural, no BBL, man, hoes go to hell. And all natural,
Yay,
no
yay,
BBL,
yay,
man, hoes go to hell.
yay, yay.
Slim the Body Last, all natural, no BBL, man, hoes go to hell. Slim the
I ain't get to tell about Oodie. Then I gotta die about that. You told my shit. I gotta die if I tell what happened. Give my phone. That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die behind this, so y'all won't know that tea right now. Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth.
GloRilla faces legal trouble over alleged song theft. GloRilla's name is trending and not for the best reason. A woman known as Slim the Body has filed a lawsuit, accusing the rapper of stealing her entire artistic style. At the center of this legal drama is Slim's track Natural, where she confidently declares, all natural, number BBL, a phrase she regularly uses in her online content. Slim claims GloRilla lifted that exact line for her own song, Never Fine. But it's not just about one catchy phrase. Slim is alleging a full-on creative hijack, claiming GloRilla copied the melody, the lyrical flow, and the way the track is arranged. She's taking her case seriously too. She's demanding a six-figure payout. If she wins, she could walk away with songwriting credits and a slice of the royalties from GloRilla's hit. That said, Slim's chances might be slim. Copyright laws are strict and don't usually cover short, common phrases, especially those used like slogans or so this could all come down to how a judge interprets the evidence. What's your take? Did GloRilla really bite Slim's work? Or is Slim using the courts to chase a quick check? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one's got people split. Tragedy unfolds in Georgia. The Duchess Dior and Frenchman K's Nell. Let's turn to a story that's taken a heartbreaking turn. You may know them online as Duchess Dior and the Frenchman, but in real life, they were Zarya and Shamar Kara, married couple living in Georgia with 2 kids and a deeply troubled relationship. Behind the smiles and filters, things were toxic. Allegations of cheating, emotional chaos, and physical violence plagued their household. Zarya had just given birth recently when, on June 14th, everything collapsed. The couple went live on social media for over an hour, airing out each other's secrets in a raw, explosive broadcast. Just before that live stream, Zarya posted a haunting message on Facebook. I need help before I lose my life or freedom. My kids need me now. Later that evening, around 9:30 p.m., police found Zarya shot dead in her home. Shamar was gone. He had fled to Wayne County, where he tragically took his own life before authorities could catch him. Theories, lives lost, and a family speaks out as the internet reels. One particular moment from that live stream stands out. Zarya mentioned someone named Oodie, a name viewers now connect to a man named Obie, a close friend of Shamar's. Rumors quickly reignited. Many believe Shamar was somehow linked to Obie's mysterious death. Whispers suggest he may have set up Obie, only to show up at the funeral acting like everything was normal. Officially, Shamar was never charged in connection to Obie's case, but when Zarya dropped Oodie's name during the stream, many believe that's when things took a dangerous turn. Now Obie's cousin has stepped forward to speak publicly, and her words are shedding new light on the entire tragedy. Setting the record straight, speaking candidly, Obie's cousin shared, people online knew them as Duchess and Frenchman, but to me, they were Zarya and Shamar, and I can't stay silent any longer. She started by clarifying a key detail. First of all, it's Obie, not Oodie. Let's start there. And he wasn't on the down low. Obie liked women, don't twist the narrative. Then she addressed the streets whispers. Everyone keeps wondering why Shamarcus did what he did. The truth, he knew he wasn't going to survive another 24 hours. He made that decision himself before anyone else could. And about Zarya, she dropped a bombshell. Yes, he abused her. Repeatedly. It wasn't new. This time it got out of control. He beat her so badly she was unconscious. But here's the thing, she could have survived if she got medical help. Instead, she lay there for over an hour and a half before anyone showed up. She continued, clearly emotional. If he truly cared, he would have called for help, but he didn't. He knew he had gone too far. That silence, that delay. Zarya, her life. As for Obie, she concluded with a warning. Our family's full of real ones, not internet thugs, quiet movers. We knew there was foul play in Obie's death, and when Zarya said that name on live, that's when everything shifted. Family speaks, accusations, loyalty, and unanswered questions from the beginning. Obie's family sensed something wasn't right. The way he was taken out didn't add up. It felt too calculated. "We just wanted to know who was really moving the pieces on the board," said his cousin. And one name kept surfacing: Shamarcus. Let's be honest, Shamarcus and Obie were closer than brothers. They ran tight. If Obie made money, Shamarcus ate too. He didn't have to hustle for bread because Obie always looked out when he got paid. He made sure Shamarcus did too. But here's where things start to shift. Obie wasn't just making money, he was getting it fast and heavy, and maybe not always on the right side of the law. Still, he was no pushover. What threw everyone off was how detailed the setup was. The info people had. It wasn't public. That's when the family started saying, this had to be an inside job. And the name at the center, Shamarcus, according to them, he knew what he was doing. He knew that if it ever came out he was tied to Obie's death, someone was going to send him to meet his maker. No doubt about it. Zarya's silence and the cost of fear while Shamarcus was out here pillow talking. Zarya, he didn't realize she was watching everything and living it. He had been putting hands on her regularly, but instead of reaching out to Obie's family, she kept quiet. Not because she trusted him, but because she was scared of what would happen if the truth came out. She knew that once that door opened, it wasn't going to close peacefully. Used violence like it was punishment. Anytime Zarya did something he didn't like, he made her pay for it physically. But back when Obie was alive, that wasn't happening. Obie didn't play that. He didn't tolerate men hitting women ever, and if he was around, Shamarcus wouldn't dare. Now looking back, things are clicking into place. The cousin says, it's all starting to make sense. My aunt begged me not to speak. She said, let it go. We already got justice. But silence didn't sit right with her. She wanted the world to know the real story. People need to know how low, how snake-like Shamarcus really was. A family's grief turns to rage and she didn't hold back. I don't care who hears this, your family, your cousins, your uncles, they can all get it? Don't step to me with excuses when your brother was the one who set mine up. The hurt ran deep, and so did the anger. According to her, Shamarcus was the puppet master the entire time, pulling strings and smiling in people's faces while plotting behind closed doors. What stung the most? He had the audacity to show up at Obie's funeral standing with the grieving family like nothing happened. The cousin says he knew then, just like he knew all along. That karma was coming back for him times 10. Zarya's fear behind the smile, people keep saying, but Zarya looked happy. She was smiling in those videos. But her family sees something else. That wasn't happiness, it was fear. Nervous energy. Every time he got aggressive, she knew the drill, said the cousin. She'd tie her hair up, lace up her sneakers, and brace herself because she never knew how bad it was going to get. And for those who thought she could fight back, just because she was tall, that meant nothing. Size doesn't protect you from fear, especially not in your own home. No way out. The truth behind the name dropped the moment Zarya mentioned Obie's name. Everything shifted. Shamarcus knew what that meant. She wasn't just tossing names around, she was drawing a line. And he knew once she said Obie, it would set everything in motion. That's probably why she tried to soften it, calling him Oodie like. Folks wouldn't catch on, but we did. Our whole family knew there's no Oodie, it's Obie, always has been. And here's the thing. Life has a way of serving justice when you least expect it. You can only hurt people for so long before the consequences catch up. For Shamarcus, taking his own life was the only option left. He knew it, because on the streets, you don't survive that kind of betrayal. And behind bars, it wouldn't have been any better. No matter where he went, jail, streets, someone was going to come for him. Real ones move in silence or family. We don't do internet threats. We don't post warnings or call people out online. We come from that old school Clotha type, who move quiet but hit heavy. So yeah, he knew exactly what was coming, if the truth ever reached the right ears. Let's not pretend he was some stranger to the system either. He'd been in and out of jail, and Zarya had already felt his wrath more times than anyone should. But this time was different. He made sure she wouldn't make it. He didn't call 911. Didn't ask for help. Because deep down, he wasn't trying to save her. He just didn't want to face what was next. That's what I keep coming back to. Not the chaos, not the fallout, not the endless opinions from people who weren't even there, but that one truth. It rings in my head like a bell every time I think about it. When you strip everything else away, the shouting, the tears, the masks people wore to look concerned, What's left is a man who made a choice. Not for love. Not for loyalty. Not even for survival. He chose silence because the truth would have demanded more courage than he had. And I need people to understand that. Setting the record straight before I wrap this up, before I let it go, and finally try to move on. Want to say something to my family? If anything I've said over the past few weeks hurt you, if it shocked you, embarrassed you, made you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. That wasn't my goal. I didn't speak up to air dirty laundry. I didn't come forward to shame anyone. But I couldn't keep pretending everything was fine when it clearly wasn't. I had to speak, because this wasn't some down-low drama. Like people online keep speculating. This wasn't gossip. This wasn't about someone hiding who they are or some salacious secret waiting to be exposed on social media. That narrative, it's convenient. It's messy in a way that entertains people, so they run with it. They turn real people into punchlines, pain into content. But they're wrong. This wasn't about identity. It was about betrayal. It was about trust, broken trust, a cold, calculated move by someone we once called family. Someone we let in. Someone we stood up for when others turned their backs. And when it mattered most, when it came time to choose between doing the right thing or protecting his own image, he didn't just falter. He folded, he lied, repeatedly, he covered for himself at the expense of someone else's safety. And I'm not even just talking about physical safety though, that was in jeopardy, too, but emotional safety, mental safety. The sense of stability and protection we thought we had as a unit. That got thrown out the window the second he decided his pride was worth more than the truth. So no, I'm not interested in playing the game of let's move on when moving on means pretending this never happened. Because it did happen, and he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew every step of the way, what it would cost. And he did it anyway. That's the part I can't get past. Not that he made a mistake, people make mistakes. Not that he was scared, everyone feels fear. What hurts is that he weighed the consequences, knew exactly how it would impact the people who trusted him most, and still chose himself. That's not weakness. That's cruelty dressed up as self-preservation. You can only claim you're trying to protect someone for so long before the truth comes out. You weren't trying to protect them. You were trying to protect yourself from what they'd say, from what they'd feel, from what they'd do if they knew the real story. And once he realized the damage couldn't be contained, once the house of cards started to fall, he didn't step forward to admit anything. He stayed quiet, hoping the silence would be enough to carry him through. But silence doesn't heal wounds, it deepens them. To my family, I didn't speak up to burn bridges. I spoke up because the bridges were already in flames, and I refused to pretend it wasn't smoke I was breathing. We needed honesty. We needed accountability. And we deserved better than what we got. This wasn't about exposing anyone for clout. If anything, speaking up brought more backlash than comfort. I lost sleep. I lost relationships. I lost the illusion that some people in our circle were ever truly invested in our well-being, but I didn't lose myself. Because for once, I stopped minimizing what I knew. I stopped editing myself to make others feel comfortable. And I told the truth not just to the world, but to myself. So if you're angry, confused, hurt, I get it. I really do. But I hope with time, you'll understand why I did what I did. Why silence wasn't an option anymore. Why pretending he didn't make that choice would have made me complicit. He made his decision, and it cost him everything. That part, that was on him. Not on me, not on her, not on anyone else. He lit the match. He turned his back, and when the truth came knocking, he ran. So no, I'm not going to keep his secret. I'm not going to protect the image of a person who never once protected us when it counted. And I'm certainly not going to let people twist the story into something it never was. This wasn't about drama. This was about survival, and I survived.